You have just tuned into the Drop Zone. Drop Zone.
With your host, Felicia Shaw, owner and CEO of The Support Room, and David Wilborn, owner and CEO of D&L Security. Hunker down and get ready for a great drop.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? What's going on? This is the day that the Lord has made. Go ahead and clap your hands and rejoice and be glad in it. This is your girl, Felicia Shaw, owner and CEO of The Support Room. I'm joined by none other than my partner, my right hand. His name's Dave Wilborn. We call him Mr. Ooh Yeah himself. What's going on, Dave?
Ooh yeah.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Boy, that note getting better and better.
Yeah, I'm feeling good right now.
To the right of me is none other than Mr. Funny Man himself, Malachi Lee. What's happening, Mal?
What up, though? Man, hey, Chief, I hear you.
I know,
You heard
man.
that?
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I'm
That note
feeling
was
good.
clear.
These once a week, 2-second rehearsals getting you right, man.
Listen,
Getting
man.
it together.
I'm so geeked that we got these little things for the wires now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I'm so excited that now we don't have chords everywhere. They
it's
just
simply
It's the small
podcasting,
things.
man.
It's the small
They
things.
up in
They-
the game.
Yeah, that's love right there. You feel me? That's what you call prestige.
You gotta do the hands on them.
Yeah.
Indubitably.
You gotta drop the hands on them too.
Yes,
Excuse
gotta
me, brother.
give it up.
My tables are prestige.
Gotta give it up to Simply Podcasting, Mr. Miles Dixon. Hey, we've got Dro in the house. He's on the ones and twos. He's our engineer. Joe, thanks for holding us down, Dro.
Welcome back, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand this shirt Dro got on.
Oh, yeah.
Who is that, Dro?
I have no idea.
Okay, but
That's
she's
Fatima.
striking a pose for real.
I just,
Her name's Fatima.
Now we know why you got it.
It's unique. I'll take a picture of it later for y'all. Put it up for Joe. Hey, we've got a great show coming up for you guys today.
Yep.
The topic of today's show is relationships, effective communication.
Yeah.
Relationships, effective communication. Y'all know we like to talk about these relationships because, listen, if we have tight homes, we'll have tighter communities and everybody will be all right, all right? So we want to make sure we talking to each other right. We're getting our point across and making everything crystal clear. As somebody said to me one time, let's be LBC, let's be clear.
Just be clear.
Let's be clear about the matter. Let's be clear about the matter. So, before we do that, we're going to go to some save the dates. My partner's got some stuff on the calendar. Let's go ahead and see what's cooking.
Hey, listen, this Saturday, the one coming up real quick, this Saturday, CPL class is in effect. Please make sure you go to dlsecurity.org. We have a few more seats left, literally. So make sure you please go to dlsecurity.org and register for your upcoming CPL class. If you go online and if you try to register for the in-person class and it doesn't allow you, the class is full. So you're going to have to slide over and click the virtual class and you can register for that. So make sure you go on dlsecurity.org, get your CPL class on this weekend because we're doing it real big at DL Security.
DL Security. Listen, I always let people know if you have gone out with your family and you made it home safely, you probably was protected by DL Security. Listen, we're making sure we keep you safe. We keep everybody in your family in one piece. So, hey, come out and attend one of our classes. They are none like anything else you have seen. They are hilarious yet informative. We're going to make sure we get you straightened out. And afterwards, we're going to go ahead and take you over to the gun range and make sure you can shoot downrange, okay? You ain't going to be going out and in nobody's streets and all of that with no foolishness now, okay? We ain't trying to put guns and weapons in the hands of fools and people that are trying to misuse them, people that pull out their weapon like this, okay? Nah, you don't need one. You don't need one. Okay, we're gonna teach you how to do the thing right. We're gonna teach you how to do it right over at DNL Security Training Center, 17251 West 12 Mile, right in the city of Southfield.
Yes. Suite 201. Suite 201.
Suite 201. Listen, I've also got to let you guys know that coming up next Monday, which is the 27th, is going to be another great support room. The support room is a culmination of small support groups geared to help people cope with trauma. So we're going to put our logo up, and then we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break, and we're going to talk to you a little bit more about the support room. So stay tuned for this brief commercial moment. All right, we're going to get that commercial up for you guys just shortly. We're going to get that up for you. But listen, the support room, as I said, is a combination of small support groups geared to help people cope with trauma. I'm talking about any kind of trauma, y'all. Any kind of trauma. This past week, we dealt with this very thing, which was effective communication. So I think we're ready. We're going to go ahead and share with you guys a little information about the support room. My name is Felicia Shaw, owner and CEO of the Support Room. The Support Room is a culmination of small support groups geared to help people cope with trauma. In this day in society, places like the Support Room is needed, mostly because most people suffer from trauma caused years ago. But if we provide a safe space for them to be able to talk about the things that they maybe have suppressed or things that they're facing on a day-to-day basis, I believe we'll have a stronger and a better society. The Support Room is partnered with wonderful partners throughout the metropolitan area, mostly psychologists and psychiatrists that provide what we call PACT, P-A-C-T, professional aftercare treatment for those that attend our support room but need additional services for their care. You can get in touch with myself or the support room by simply calling our 24-hour hotline. That number is 248-894-9627. Again, that's 248-894-9627. Or you can look us up on the web. You can find us at www.thesupportroom.org. We're also on Facebook. Just search The Support Room, like and share. Absolutely. The Support Room is that one-stop shop for all things related to your well-being. So we want you to go ahead and connect and come on out and join us at the Support Room this Monday. Listen, we have great topic. We also have great food for you, and you can also join in virtually. Go to thesupportroom.org, or you can also visit dlsecurity.org and register to save your seat to make sure you will be in that atmosphere. So it is going to be great. I gotta check in down here with my man Malachi Lee, and we're gonna talk about what's going on tonight at 9 p.m.
Oh, absolutely, indubitably. We will be there tonight. Comedy Hills, Burn Bar and Grill. This venue is beautiful, man.
It is.
It is. It's like when you walk in there, you just want to just step your game up. You're like, let me order me some caviar. Nah. Don't come there for caviar, but you can come there for some good laughs. I got the One Mic Squad coming through tonight. Mike Larry gonna be there tonight too. So we about to go up. We about to go up.
It's gonna be great, y'all. Listen, I understand that you gotta make sure you have 10 to get in.
Oh, you need that 10. Thank you. Yeah, you need that 10.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That is right on beat.
Yeah.
Gotta have 10 to get in. And also, listen, right after the comedy show, they're gonna be doing some dancing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We getting
They
our
got
hustle
the
on.
floor ready.
Oh, yeah. We getting that hustle on.
Yes.
You ain't even got to do too much. Just do what you got to do. You feel me?
Just do what you can.
Yeah.
That's what you be doing.
Yeah. Do what you can. That's
do
all.
what you can.
You
That's
gotta
what
be
I
all
be doing.
sweet. You ain't gotta be all sweet.
Nah. Just do
what you can.
Do your simple
Yes.
step if that's you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know it, don't be scared to embarrass yourself. That's how I learned. I wasn't scared of how I was looking. Nah, I don't know the steps. Just
Come
watch
have
somebody
fun.
that do it. Yeah. Have fun. Watch somebody that do it, and you will learn.
There you
Come
go.
have fun, y'all. That's all you got to
That's
do.
the key, have
You
fun.
know, you had a great day. You had a sad day. Whatever kind of day you had is always a good day to laugh. So
And if you had a sad day,
yeah,
comedy heals.
comedy heals. HEALS.
It sure does. It sure does.
HEALS. That's kind of dope,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Comedy heals. So come on over to Barn Grill and have yourself a good time. Listen, we're gonna jump right into this topic. Our guest is on the way, and we're just simply talking about effective communication. Effective communication. Anybody want to tell me what effective communication is? Take a shot at it. What do you think is effective communication? Go ahead, Malik.
Okay,
Woo!
effective
It's about to be
communication.
good.
Right. So that's listening and talking at the same, not at the same time, but back and forth. There has to be that back and forth. A lot of people don't
Okay.
do. A lot of people don't do one or the other. They may say a lot and not listen, or they may listen a lot and not express. Mm-hmm. So it has to be both ways. It has to be a give and take. It has to go in and out. You know, it does have to be both ways.
Gotta be both ways.
Yeah, to be effectively, which really means efficiently. And I'm learning that myself. I am not the best communicator. I know that. I'm
Yes.
learning that. I'm not as professional as I should be. I'm not as sharp with my communication as I should be. But I'm holding myself accountable to that. You know, so yeah, that's where we at with that.
So you said there's got to be a two-way.
It has to.
A two-way.
It has to, because a lot of times
Conversation
people.
two-way.
Yeah, a lot of times people talk just to be heard. They don't listen to learn.
Interesting. Effective communication, DC. What you say?
I think effective communication is, along with what Mal said, which I agree 100%. But I think along with that is also being able to understand when you're not communicating effectively. Also,
Wow.
like don't be so high strung that. Like you have to know your faults. Like Mal said, he said he knows not this, knows that. The worst person to me when it comes to communicating is a person that thinks they're the best communicator, but they're actually not.
Yeah.
You know, but they think they can. But all you can do is talk a lot. But you're not. You know, you're not hearing. You're not listening, and you're probably not listening to what you're saying. You're just talking.
Yeah. Well, let's look here. Effective communication is this. If you look it up on the World Wide Web, it tells us that this, and I have to agree, effective communication is the process of exchanging ideas, thoughts, opinions, knowledge, and data so that the message is received and understood with clarity and purpose. When we communicate effectively, both the sender and the receiver feel satisfied. Would you guys agree?
Wow.
That sounds good. Yeah, the
I-
sender and the receiver. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
100% agree with that. That is incredible to hear.
Yeah. That's pretty dope. So
That is.
what it's saying is, I think one of you brought out, you can't just be talking. Like you just talk, you don't care if they getting the message. You don't care. I got something to say.
Right.
That's all you worried about is saying something. Well, you
Yeah.
could say something to anything. You know what I'm saying? But if you expect feedback, if you expect for there to be a transfer of information, then you got to make sure you're communicating. I like this part. It says you're communicating in a way where it is understood with clarity and purpose. Like, I want to be clear about how I'm feeling because the purpose is to maybe not have a miscommunication again. I want to make sure I'm clear about what I'm saying so that whatever I'm saying, the other person knows that my intentions were not foul, right?
I agree.
I agree, and I think 80%. I think the downfall of relationships, 80% is ineffective communication.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's like my partner and I were talking, and I asked her, I said, is it fair? Like, is it right? Or is it effective communication? So now I know a lot of women do this, okay? And it's basically women, because guys don't do this. They'll say, whether it's your spouse, boyfriend, whatever, your significant other, they'll say, if something comes up, they'll say, you know what, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna see what he gonna do. And he doesn't do what you thought he should have done.
Yeah.
Is that effective communication, or that just starting something?
That's just starting something. Yeah. Communication has a purpose.
It does, and
Yeah.
within that, you have to meet the level. You have to understand who is your listener. You know what I'm saying? There's different forms of listening. I just started a teaching job that I've been doing for the last month and a half, and I'm dealing with these 3rd through 5th graders. And yes,
God bless you.
ooh wee is right. Ooh wee is right. And so today was the last day before their final performance tomorrow. So I am trying to get them on point, but they are everywhere, and they on 100 because it's the last couple of days of school. So I'm learning myself that I can't, when I'm getting upset, I can't go certain places. Like there's a way to be firm, but there's also a way to, hey, just explain what you mean, explain why you need to sit down, this or that. You can't, because if somebody's just yelling at you, all you feeling is like, why is this person yelling? You can't be heard, but you have to formulate what you're saying and take some of that emotion out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's too much emotion in it, the person can't hear it. So although
take that bass out your voice.
Yeah. Although you've expressed yourself,
Yes.
they can't get through that anger that they hear.
Right.
So I have a few communication tips for us today, and one of them is don't be thrown off course by words that affect you emotionally.
Yeah.
Continue to listen even when the urge to start a debate is welled up within you.
Ooh wee.
Okay, so listen. So words that always throw you off, and I
Yes.
promise you. So let's
This
say
good.
you're in a heated discussion, right? Words like always,
Yeah, general words.
you never, every single time.
Oh yeah.
Huh? Don't
Yeah.
that get you mad? So you mean
Blanket
tell me
statements.
I don't never look out for you?
Right.
No,
Yeah.
Well, how
Come
do
on,
we get
emotions.
this far? How do we get this far then?
Yeah.
If I just never did it.
Yeah.
Those will strike your emotion for
Oh,
real.
that'll get you turned up.
Don't be thrown off by words.
Yeah.
That'll
That'll get
affect
you turned up.
your
Yeah.
emotions. And then here's another one. What do you think about this? Open the door for two-way conversation. Encourage questions and feel free to ask questions. Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody and you had questions you wanted to ask? Why are you interrogating me? Why are you asking me all these questions? Because communication says both of us supposed to leave with clarity.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, and then later on it's like, well, you did so and so. Well, I didn't know you didn't like that. Well, why you didn't ask me? Because every time I ask you questions, you feel interrogated.
Right.
So you have to open up the door for two-way conversations. Questions in a conversation for effective communication. Questions are healthy. They're healthy. Because you get to see where one person's mind is, and you get to see what the other individual's mind is, and then you can get clarity. How do you get clarity? Anything outside of hearing the person say it is an assumption.
Exactly. Ooh. Exactly.
So
That's
I'd rather
true.
ask you so I can hear it from the horse's mouth than to assume. I assumed this was a monogamous relationship. I ain't know this was open. I thought we was just us.
Until you
But
walk
you
in
never
on it.
asked. Until you walk in.
You
But
ain't get that email?
you
Right.
didn't get the memo. You
I
didn't
had
ask.
text you. I had text you.
I had text.
I had
Okay.
text you.
I totally agree.
Yeah, go ahead, Mel.
Yeah, and my friend put something in. She said, selfishness will not let you open to a response.
Ooh, selfishness will not let you be open to a response.
Yeah, and because most people just want. It's not even about the what's happening. It's just about the win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people just want to win.
Woo.
And that's why they go.
I know about that.
Yeah, and that's why they go argumentative, and that's why they can be manipulative too, because they want to change it to where they always can win, no matter what, even if they lost. And that's the thing, people taking score. That's not what it's about. It's just about coming away with the understanding.
The understanding.
Did we get to the point?
Yeah. I got one for you guys. What about this one? Consider the sender and the receiver's communication strengths and weaknesses, and communicate in a way or in a manner that is best accepted by the other individual in the conversation.
I got that. So look, if you are trying to communicate with someone, right, you have to be in a position to understand if you're not a good communicator. So this conversation can go one or two ways, good or bad. You know, so if you know you are not, or if you're not an effective communicator, okay, or a good communicator, like you have a problem like putting your words together, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get what? Irritated.
Yeah.
Because especially if the other person know how to throw it together. And, and this is not a beat down. Like I can voice and say how I feel with ease, you know, and the other person that you're talking to is that's just not their thing. They get flustered, you know, they get over the words, they start tripping over their words. So next thing you know, boom, they're irritated. Then next thing you know, you're going to get the you always, you never, every
you're
single
gonna get
time,
the hands opening and closing.
every single time, and so you know, boom, this whole conversation done went bad.
What you say, Mal?
You cannot communicate from your you cannot communicate from your emotional state.
Yes.
It's not going to work because it's not. You have to go from that logic with the logic, because the logic will take the emotion and formulate it into something that somebody can understand, so that they don't feel triggered. Hey man, you stepped on my toe earlier. It made me feel like this. You feel me? Versus, man, I can't. You know what I'm saying? That's emotion. That's that pride in that sense that you feel like you need to defend. And like you said, Chief, people get triggered by big words or feeling attacked or feeling like they losing.
Exactly.
So out of flight, they just throw something else. It's like, well, your shoe's orange. Like, bruh. right. I need that 50 that you owe me though, man. Like, yeah. So that's what it is. People are always on the defense. And I had a conversation with my man Smada earlier, and we discovered that it was something that he did, and I said, well, why are you saying it like that? I understand that. And he was like, well, I felt like you would have felt like this. And I was like, okay, well, why are you predetermining what I would feel? Yeah. And then we further got into the conversation, and I was like, yeah, I told you this earlier because, you know, I kind of felt like you would have felt weird about it. And then I stopped. I was like, oh, I did the exact same thing. So a lot of times we'll predetermine how somebody will take something. Yes. Versus just communicating it as the truth and then going from there. Yes. Because we don't want the conflict, but sometimes I mean there's truth, and truth kind of hurts sometimes. Right. Just be honest. Once you're honest, everything works out. And I'm talking to myself.
Right. Yes. There you go.
I like this part. I like this. This next one says, judge content, not delivery. Look beyond the sender's delivery and concentrate on what is being said.
Impossible.
Ooh,
it's hard.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's hard. Stop.
Impossible.
See,
impossible.
His delivery.
Listen, let me explain something to you. You partner said this last week on a show or in a support room. Yes. You said because you have a trigger that you know and that you recognize. Yes. So if a person starts to yell at you, you immediately shut down. You're done. So even though the content could be good, even though because you know, and I'm gonna be honest. So you know how I'm gonna say us, our black folk people. Once we see or smell blood, we coming in for the kick. So if we're in a discussion, whether it be in a relationship or it's your homeboy or your girl or whoever, and once you say something that's like, oh man, I think he or she was right, like I think I was wrong. The second we see blood or smell it, that's it. So that's what I'm saying. When I see now, you see what I'm talking.
Not effective,
right?
And then now it's like, okay, you was right, I was wrong. We got it, but now we got to go ham.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though what I'm saying could be
An
true,
open door.
It could be true. Or I could just be saying. Or my delivery, I may not be hollering, but I could be talking to you like you stupid.
Yeah.
Even though I'm saying the right thing, but how my delivery is wrong.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to talk about that some more, but I want to go ahead and welcome our guest, Miss Lakia Wilson Lumpkins. And she in the house, y'all.
What up, dog?
She's just as beautiful as ever. This is my sister from another mother. We had to bring some more estrogen to the table today. Yeah, we had to bring some estrogen. I needed some help here. So she is joining in with us on this effective communication topic, and we're just going to keep on going in at it. So my partner just said that it's impossible in a conversation to not judge delivery. Even when the content is good, how it's delivered is hard to be overlooked. I'll let you go ahead and chime in. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm nodding my head, yes, because nonverbal communication is very important.
Yes.
And so depending on who you're talking to, people are looking at your body movement, your posture, your eyes, and all of that adds to or takes away from tone.
Yes.
And so I know that all of us are familiar with that when we're communicating with our family, with our children, with our spouses.
Tone.
Sometimes you have to pull it back a little bit because even though the words may not have been sharp, that head roll or the hand on the hip, there was something there that added to, that took it over the top sometimes. So
I totally agree. I didn't drop any credential, y'all. She's got a whole list of credentials, y'all. She's worked in the school systems for how many years now?
25 this November.
25 years. And I mean, she's a heavyweight in the school system. She's also from that number one sorority, the Delta.
Yes, I am. Ooh, to all my sorors.
Yeah, that have also supported. I can't with him. Don't ever do that.
Is that them?
You
know what he's picking. Exactly.
Did you hear that?
No, is that them?
You about to get
Nah.
You about to
said that ain't
get
Those are the soror in-laws.
Oh, those are in-laws.
I know you started something.
We love them too.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So she has supported the support room for many years as we've been doing things. She's always had our back, and we've had her support, whether present or non-present. And so we really appreciate that. Communication is an area that she deals with every day, that she has to deal with every day, and making sure the people she oversees communicate effectively so that there can be peace in the house. Okay. So, as she stated, that there are several ways of communicating. There's that nonverbal communication that is a part of that body language. And, I used to have a tendency to, when I communicated, I would give such a still face. Like, my face would be, you could throw a brick and the brick will break, okay? Because I would be looking at, especially if I wasn't feeling what she said, I would give such a hard look. Malachi, they don't notice me. They don't know that part about me. They just know this sweetheart right here. God had to work on me. But I ain't listening to my partner, but God had to help me with that, because that is a part of communicating, y'all. That nonverbal part is a big part of communicating. And I always say this: if you want your message to be received, check every way that you deliver, whether it's verbal, whether it's nonverbal, whether it's written, whether it's that emotional delivery, whatever it is you're delivering. If you want it to be well received, check it and make sure however you're giving it is how you would want to receive it.
So the bottom line is fix your tone.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Not
makes
only
sense.
fix your tone,
Yes.
but I will go a step further and say start having face-to-face conversations, because I
That's
think
better.
that a lot of folks become thumb thugs. and they
What
say
you
a
say?
lot of things. Thumb thugs.
Thumb thugs.
Thumb thugs.
I like that
They
one.
say a
like
lot of things via text or social media
That you wouldn't say.
that you wouldn't say face to face. And so I just really think that if you want to have a real conversation, that you have
Come
to be
on.
face to face. You have to be eyeball to eyeball, so that if there's anything that needs to be clarified, we can do that.
Yes. I
like it.
But so much is lost in translation with a text. And you'll find people catch an attitude and you didn't even really say anything, but it was that
Yes.
interpretation. Whereas had you been face to face, you could have gotten all around that.
So to the ladies, let me pose this question.
Come on, sir.
So right before you got here, we talked about a person, two people having a conversation, and one person is a good communicator and the other person isn't. Okay, like it's not that they're bad; they just not really good with words, putting words out, you know. But let's say if they're a writer so much, like they can write their words a lot better than they can speak their words. So as we know today in this generation, writing now is texting, the thumb thugs, if you will. So and then we do know text gives a lot of people courage that you won't get face to face. I got it, understandable.
Yes.
But so do you still think, or ladies, or do you agree that sometimes it may take a thumb thug a little bit because if they're not a good communicator to the point where they know how to put their words together right to where you can understand it, or so it may not, or they don't know how to put them together where it doesn't come across so volatile.
I think it behooves the person to know their limitations, right? So I know that if I don't communicate well by mouth, that I need to write. And text message, you can only get so much, and then it gets abbreviated and all of the letters and all of that. Write a letter. My husband is an excellent writer, and sometimes he writes me letters. And whatever it is that's going on, it's instantly squashed. So you just have to know your forte. And if you're not good with communication, and that person you're trying to reach is one of those brick breakers, then you might have to come at them another way with either a letter or even recording. We don't use all of the technology that we really do have access to.
Come on. I think because the text message is automatically going to get translated. And then you're assisted in what you're saying because words will pop up, suggestions will pop up. But when you sit there and write a letter, that's all your thoughts.
Yes.
That's coming straight out of your mind, and you are forced to find exactly how you feel. And I think with the face-to-face as well, that's why we have FaceTime and Zoom. Like I was texting with a buddy of mine about the show that we're building, and it seemed like we weren't understanding. He FaceTimed me. And we were able to get it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Cool. Let's do it like this. No, let's do, so that helps as well. You can't be scared of that FaceTime. Like,
Right.
man, look, man, I don't get it. What you saying? Like,
Right.
We have so many wonderful tools to
So
help
many
us.
tools.
In this day and age, it really leaves no excuse except for maturity a lot of times and just reaching out to get the tools. Sometimes in communicating, you may have to have a mediator, okay? And I think that's a mature thing for two people to understand. Listen, we just don't speak from the same perspective. We cannot come to an agreement. So we may have to have a mediator in this conversation to just help bring some balance here and some understanding. I want to add something else here. Another tool for communicating is it says keep an open mind. Avoid developing blind spots regarding cherished convictions. Hold on one second, y'all. That's not the one I want. That's not the one I want. Be flexible. Be flexible. Find a variety of ways to remember what you hear and find a variety of note-keeping techniques to help you keep as a reminder. Now, this is one thing that I have an issue with when communicating, and that's constantly being interrupted. I do not feel like I'm heard when I'm constantly interrupted. And I have this thing where if I'm talking and I'm interrupted, I will say, excuse me, I'm not complete. I have not completed myself. And if you keep interrupting me, then I'm going to say to you, I'm going to communicate with you. As soon as I'm complete, I will let you know. Then you can respond. Now, if you keep interrupting me, then it's just darn rude. Okay, it's just rude. I've communicated with you how it makes me feel. I've let you know when I'm done. I will let you know. And if you keep on, it's just outright rude. And I'll just go ahead and exit that conversation because I ain't show up for the fight.
So that's like, is that like assault or some type of control? Could that be considered control? Because here's the thing too. Here's the thing that we gotta understand. Mm-hmm. If you hit one of them words, that's a trigger for the other person. Mm-hmm. You're going to get interrupted. Like, so we have to understand. So you said in one of your tips that you were saying, we have to understand who we're dealing with. Mm-hmm. So say for instance, if you're talking to a friend, and I know we keep going back to relationships, but anybody. Mm-hmm. And if you say something to them that's going to be a trigger for them, you're going to get interrupted. Like, it's going to happen. There's no way in the world you're going to tell this person, I'm just throwing stuff out there. Every time I see you, you look stupid. They just not going to sit there.
Drew thought that was hilarious.
Right. My Janetta fell out of the seat.
And you can say it. You could be, not my partner, she has that calming voice. So every time I see you, I think you look really stupid. They're going to be like, hold on, chick.
I'm trying to say it nice.
Who you calling stupid? So I think in conversing back and forth or trying to have an intelligent conversation, I think we have to understand on both parties, both sides, that I might say something that may trigger this individual. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I may not be able to get my full point across at the moment. Mm-hmm. Do y'all agree or disagree?
And I'll go ahead and let Lakia respond.
I just was going to agree.
Yes.
Sometimes you might have to jump in there and say, hold on now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's off limits. Mm-hmm. But you do want to
set boundaries.
And that's something that we don't do when we set out to have conversations. We don't set ground rules. Mm-hmm. That is something that happens in therapy, where you would say, we're not going to interrupt. Yes. We're going to speak if you have the talking piece or something like that. But in most informal settings, we don't set ground rules. True. We just start off kicking it, right? And then it goes left. Yep. So I think if we're really trying to have a serious conversation and get to some purpose and intentions or whatever the case may be, that some ground rules probably need to be set.
Yes. And sometimes you don't know that an issue's going to come up that maybe needs to have a boundary there until it happens. And so when it happens, you can stop and say that. And I think the same way you mentioned, maybe you hit a trigger, we've talked about triggers. Some people know what a few of their triggers are, but sometimes you don't know a trigger's a trigger until you hit it.
Until it's pulled.
Yeah. And so
that's a gun.
And so I'm getting some vibration feedback. And so one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that even when you're communicating things you don't like or in a conversation, there's still a way to do that respectfully and not lose the integrity of the conversation. Mm-hmm. Hey, like Lakia said, hey, okay, now listen, that is off limits. Here's one thing that happens a lot of times in communications, and you guys let me know what you think. The main thing doesn't stay the main thing.
Oh, no.
We sat down talking about, I didn't like when you made me grits, and I told you I really wanted eggs this morning, but you made grits, and I feel like you never hear what I say. You never listen to me. You never this, and this it was like this 3 years ago when your mom said so and so, and I told you. Okay, are we talking about grits? Or are we talking about you didn't feel I defended you with my mom?
You just standing
Which
there
one is it?
I'll make you oatmeal tomorrow.
Right.
And this happens when we don't deal with issues when they arise.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Trauma.
sit and settle and they come out at the wrong time. And to be honest with you, that's kind of unfair to the other individual. That's very unfair. Chime in.
Very unfair. And a lot of times we don't want to take responsibility for those things. That'd be the problem.
Yeah.
You don't want to face that mirror and say, yeah, when your mom did that to me 3 years ago, I never brought it up. So I'm gonna use this grits as that way. And so then when you say when you say that, like, hey, I think you putting some old stuff on me now. They be like, no, I ain't doing that. And now that's that pushback. You get that pushback at that point because you don't want to be held responsible. A lot of people don't want to be held accountable or responsible for the things they have said or do say.
Yeah, that's good. Staffy Blakely on Facebook said that becoming a great listener is huge for great communication. And we're going to talk about that as we get ready to head out in a little bit.
Wait, what'd you say?
She said becoming a great listener is huge for great communication.
A great what?
Listener.
Huh?
What you say?
I'm sorry. Why both of y'all start saying, huh? And Malachi's just going in having the ball. Great listening is great for great communication. Y'all send me help from the outside, please. I got Kia here with me, so I got some help up in here.
You got some backup today.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let them get you.
We're going to deal with y'all in a minute because y'all play too much. Staffy laughing at y'all. So
What up,
listen,
Staff?
we talked about, let's run through some examples of active listening, and you guys chime in with these. You got a few minutes left. Add positive statements, even if you have to discuss something negative. Be sure to sprinkle it with positive statements. If you have a problem with your significant other or maid not making it home for dinner, and they know dinner's at 6, I know you're working, and I appreciate all that you do for this family. I do want you to know that I took some time to prepare dinner at 6 o'clock every night. It's a little disappointing that you're not here. Do we need to change the time? So instead of stating your negative statement, add something positive and be ready to suggest a solution. Suggest a solution. Any feedback?
I noticed when you didn't change your deodorant, so you was a little musty, but I appreciate that you tried to change your deodorant, but it's not working, so I need you to change it again. But I appreciate.
What's the resolution?
That's a good way to say you musty,
I
sis.
appreciate.
You musty.
But I appreciate.
What's your resolution?
I appreciate that you attempted to change. So I
I'm
guess
gonna give you a gift card to go pick up several containers
Several
of deodorant, so you don't run out. Because I believe that's probably what happened. Because I know you're a clean and tidy person.
That should have been an improv.
That'd be when they try that natural deodorant. That'd be the problem.
That natural deodorant give up on.
Man.
Your body cleans itself.
Right.
Man, if you don't get in the shower.
You're gonna be naturally funky with that natural deodorant.
What else you got real quick, partner?
Okay. Always try to come to a conclusion if possible. If not, it's okay to agree to disagree as a conclusion. What do you say?
Never happens. I don't think you can ever get into a heated discussion and you get a conclusion. But then when you agree to disagree, that's just my opinion. When you agree to disagree, you end in an open end, and it's just left hanging. Because at this point, probably, and I'm just my opinion, probably both parties are tired of talking.
So so when you can't come to a conclusion, instead of, have you ever left conversations and you be like, well, I mean, so what is the resolve?
Yeah.
But instead of doing that, you can always ask, I see that we can't come to a conclusion with this. Can we table this and come back after we've considered what's been said? Is that okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And I think there is a walk away of, okay, you think the sky is blue. I think it's green. And we're going to still be friends. I think there is that, that's a crazy example, but there is that, okay, we just not on the same page, and that's okay. Not on the same page, but just as far as whatever topic it is, we've opinionated. You continue to be opinionated. And that's what the thing is, too. People try to change people. Like, no, I'm right. I'm going to tell you that I'm right.
And to be honest, I think that sometimes it's just not a good time to be having this conversation.
Period. Right.
The person could be preoccupied or whatever. We just may need to talk to this after the game go off.
Yes.
I'm not really paying attention.
Right, exactly.
Listening right now.
Because now it's
and I'm
the
not.
game is more important than what I gotta say.
The game
yeah,
is right
you knew
now.
that already.
Yeah.
right.
You
The game
honestly
is-
knew that.
Yeah, the game is live right now. Man.
Yes.
Once my team win or lose,
Oh
we
my
good.
God. Here's another one. Show understanding of the speaker's view of a situation. Understanding does not necessarily mean you have to agree. I understand that this is affecting you a certain way. I understand that this is how you feel about this, and being sincere when you're saying that, not sounding like you're being sarcastic. We'll do a quick improv of me having to understand. We did this in our support room Monday. It worked out awesome.
Nice.
But you're telling me things that you don't like.
Okay. So, I don't really appreciate the way, every time we try to set the show up, you always try to throw all your suggestions in. like I'm stupid. Like I don't understand anything about the show just because you have so many years of experience in TV and radio. You try to come across like I can't have a suggestion about the show.
David, may I interrupt?
Yeah, go ahead, because you're going to do it anyway.
I understand. I understand that this is really affecting you and this is really bothering you. I want you to know that it's not my intention to make you feel that way in any way at all. And I'll tell you what I'll do. Next week, I'll allow you to get all the content, and I will allow you to also MC the show. And as a matter of fact, you can put your name on a banner across the street. No, that's sarcastic.
Well, I ain't gonna be there next week. But,
right, you can. But the whole gist of it is, did David make it seem like he had a problem with that
Yeah,
for real?
yeah. I was like, hey,
Hey,
Chief.
you got-
I'm gonna have to talk
We
to him
said,
about this after
we
the
said
show.
improv, Chief.
and
Like,
scene.
nah, yeah, that was Hey, I know the life of an actor now.
Right, that was real. That
You
was some
gotta
real
find
stuff.
the truth and use that.
But I don't agree that every week I try to do it all myself and make it about me. I don't agree with that, and the average person is probably not going to agree.
Right.
But
But we
I
said those
understand.
words. But we said those words all the time, every week, like every single time.
You made a
know what I'm
blanketed
saying?
statement.
Exactly right.
Blanketed statement. Absolutely.
All right. So understanding does not necessarily mean you have to agree. It's okay to state that you do not. That you understand what that person's feel, be compassionate about the feelings that they're bringing to the table, and try to show some remorse for them. It doesn't mean you have to say I'm sorry, right?
True.
It doesn't mean that. So, but just finding a way to. We talked about this Monday in the support room. We want to leave all conversations as peacefully as we can, because we can't control what the other person does, but as peacefully as we can, right? And so sometimes it may happen and sometimes it may not. What is Facebook saying?
It was like, y'all so personal. We just joking. Like, we share and get the content equally on the show.
Yes, we do. We share and get the content equally.
But sometimes she do be tripping, though. Sometimes she do be tripping.
No, I don't. Okay, so can you, if a person is making a statement, it's okay to say, like David said, he may say, I think you try to debo the show. And it's okay to say, can you explain to me more what you mean by that? Instead of
You know what you be
Debo.
doing. You know what you be doing.
Debo.
I don't be Debo.
I don't be Deboing that. You automatically
Yeah.
went into defensive mode.
Yeah.
And so his definition of Debo can be totally different from what I just took it as.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, true.
Anything you want to add, Lakia?
Yeah, because you know what? People have these concrete examples in their head,
Yeah.
but they often they don't lay them out. They'll just let you know, you always doing this. Don't give you any examples, right? Wow. But they got them.
Yeah.
And you don't. So then, of course, we don't take criticism, right? Especially
Not at
women.
all. Not at all.
We function like, who gonna check me, boo?
Oh,
So
Yep.
we instantly go
gonna whoop
on
me?
you trying to check me, instead of really hearing
said that before?
and asking for that clarification. So we do
That's
need to
true.
ask, okay, well, what do you mean? Or give me an example.
Yes.
Because we don't want to be tone deaf. A lot of times we can be tone deaf.
yes.
That's a great point.
Yes,
It
yes.
is an excellent point.
Yeah.
That goes back to the asking questions. It's okay to ask questions.
You have to.
In a conversation. You know, a conversation happens between two or more people. If you're talking to yourself, I mean, you
Dialogue.
I'm not going to say dialogue happens between two or more people. So, what about this one? Desire positive results. Enter into a conversation with a desire for it to be productive and not just for you to empty.
Ladies first.
What say you?
Wait. Say that again.
Desire
He ain't
positive
listening. He ain't
results.
listening.
You
Right,
know
so
what, Malachi?
I don't go into conversations with anybody with the end result to be we're gonna be beefed out at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to get
I do.
whatever.
I do.
Yes. No.
Well, if we are beefed out, let's by the end let's not be beefed out,
Yeah.
right? So let's squash the beef. But he gonna keep it
Fall out
going.
with you already.
Petty,
Sometimes
petty,
you got-
petty Pablo on the end. Petty Pablo.
Petty Pablo.
Sometimes you gotta let
Yes.
them know.
You gotta know.
Petty Pablo.
So yeah, you know just set out again.
Yes.
To be positive because we don't want to walk. Life is too short for all of that.
It
Anybody
really
got time
is.
for all that? So let's get this out on the table. And
Yep.
again, who said it earlier? If we agree to disagree, that's
Yeah,
fine.
it's
'Cause we all
okay.
grown
Yeah.
and walk away.
We
that don't
both-
mean that we beefed out. We
No,
just
it
didn't
don't.
agree.
We
Yeah.
didn't agree, and that
And we
is
can do
okay.
that.
That is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we have that right.
Yes, and also,
We is beefed
you know,
out.
it's okay. It's okay after a person has expressed what they feel. Because once they say it, it leaves their vessel